So, ladies and gentlemen, your next bout of the evening to be fought over 3 5-minute rounds under professional mixed martial arts in the Bantamweight division of the FCC. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he enters the cage with a mixed martial arts record of 5 victories and 2 defeats. Representing LVT, Bryan, the Big Bad Wolf Creighton. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He enters tonight with a mixed martial arts record of 2 victories and no defeats. Representing Predator MMA, Smooth Sam Spencer. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Neil Hall.
And referee Neil Hall about to get this one underway as we kick off our main card here at FCC 15. And what better way to do it than with this scintillating bantamweight competition. Bryan, the Big Bad Wolf Creighton in the white, taking on Smooth Sam Spencer in the black tie shorts.
Creighton immediately stalking forward, shorter of the 2 fighters, so he's going to have to work to get inside.
Creighton has competed at bantamweight before, did struggle a little bit, I beg your pardon, at flyweight before, and did struggle a little bit with the cut to 125 pounds. Much more comfortable at 135. He is short, but he's a very stocky individual. And as we've seen, very, very quick to jump on the submission hold is Bryan Creighton.
Yeah, Spencer, very fleet of foot here. Dancing about on the outside, we've already seen some motions of some uppercuts and some lead strikes. There it is again.
Well, Spencer's a very, very slick individual. They don't call him Smooth for nothing, and a lot of chatter about this young man as an up-and-coming bantamweight.
He certainly looks very, very fluid on his feet.
And then you have to say credit to Sam Spencer and his team for taking this fight. Creighton, no joke, 7 professional fights, a 5-2 record. This is just Spencer's 3rd contest as a professional. Certainly not shying away from big challenges. We see another well-versed bantamweight, Dean Garnett, in the corner of Bryan Creighton. He's training at the LVT gym.
Creighton flicked that leg up and it did find the target, but Spencer's moving all the time and he's constantly moving to the outside. So he moved away from the power of that kick. Throwing some good flinches in, but he's got to actually find an opening here, and at the moment there's a lot of fancy footwork and the occasional strike, but not able to land anything of substance yet.
Now the Predators MMA man, Spencer, looking comfortable here against the more experienced opponent. Sharp 2-punch combination, found a home with the latter half of it. And Bryan Creighton looking very composed in there. He's not competed for a short while now, so very keen to get back in the cage and string a few wins together.
And both guys staying very calm, clearly looking to stick to their own game plans. Good parry from Creighton, just catching that strike and redirecting it away from the target.
We just have the 7 pro fights, but Josh, they have been spread out over a number of years. He has been in the game for a long time. Creighton, a full-time soldier serving in the armed forces, turned up to the weigh-ins in his combat fatigues yesterday, straight from barracks. So very busy with his day job. And we of course thank him for his service. Nice. Sneaky little uppercut there from Sam Spencer. Very, very active.
A couple of times Sam Spencer's thrown that uppercut, clearly trying to make Bryan Creighton think that he's the shorter fighter. If he comes in and he puts his head down at all, he's going to walk straight into that backhand. Really flicking those shots out is Spencer.
I want that fight in June, mate.
And we just had another FCC veteran, Javon Morrison there, asking for that fight in June. But Bryan Creighton now might be about to spoil those plans.
Yeah, he found the target a couple of times there, looked happy with himself and marched forward in good short hooks.
Creighton slipped there though, Josh.
Just off balancing himself.
Javon Morrison was actually scheduled to meet Sam Spencer in his professional debut last year. That fight unfortunately didn't come off. Spencer, I believe, injured on fight week. Javon Morrison wants that fight, but Bryan Creighton might be about to spoil his plans.
Yeah, Creighton knows now if he can get it on the inside and throw those short hooks, he can perhaps find a home for them. Good work from him.
If I'm not entirely mistaken, a very, very small cut around the eye of Sam Spencer. Did look like a tiny bit of blood somewhere around the left eye of Spencer, perhaps just underneath. Beautiful kick and one right back from Creighton. Really is an inconsequential nick now that we get a better look at it.
Oh, no, that was a good left hand from Spencer. Oh, and a good knee, but Creighton fired straight back, and he really is just walking him down consistently here.
Fast and furious end to this first round.
It's a tough round for the judges to score. I mean, I think perhaps maybe Creighton found home a little bit more, combine that with his aggression. I mean, there's certainly some damage on the face of Sam Spencer. There's a lot of movement from him and a lot of, you know, what appeared to be very dynamic strikes, but how many of them really found a home that wasn't the guard of Bryan Creighton? Not that many, I don't think.
Absolutely, as you say, Josh, Creighton parried a few of those away as well. Certainly the man who looks like he's been in a fight at this point is Sam Spencer. And Bryan Creighton, as we said, the more experienced fighter. He's been in these situations before. He's fought at a very high level. He's competed on Cage Warriors. He's competed on Bama. No stranger to big fights in big venues. We've got a big venue here tonight. Now, a lot of support for his opponent, Sam Spencer. That's not going to faze Bryan Creighton. He's fought hometown favourites before. He fought Spencer Hewitt in London and came away with a fantastic win, submitted the BJJ black belt. Is he going to cause an upset here against Sam Spencer?
Yeah, and Creighton coming straight out of the corner already.
Very keen to start this second frame, Josh.
Neil Hall sending him straight back. Spencer still dancing around, light on his feet.
Touch of gloves, and we're underway with this, the second of 3 5-minute rounds, should they need them.
Oh, and beautiful level change from Creighton. He came behind the punch, and that's what disguised it so well. And you can see immediately, Spencer doesn't want any of this on the ground, posting his hand, trying to deflect the head and walk back up the cage, and Creighton doing a really good job of breaking his hips down and now looking to break his posture with the grip around the head.
And as good as Bryan Creighton looked in the stand-up in the first round, Josh, as we said, Bryan Creighton has submitted a BJJ black belt, and a big, thick gob of blood there coming from, I believe it's the mouth of Spencer there.
Yeah, he's really opened him up here. He was getting warned for downward elbows to the thighs a moment ago, but you can see he's looking for this grip. If he can sneak those arms inside. And this grip around the head is doing twofold. One, it's threatening the guillotine, but it's also breaking the posture of Spencer. And you can see if he can get his head up, it's going to allow him to straighten his back, put his hand on the ground and walk back up the cage.
Had some by now. I would have had it.
We've got Javon Morrison here at the commentary position. Javon, would you like to give us your thoughts on this one so far?
Obviously, Sam danced around, backpedaled a lot. Bryan was stalking him, and I think that Bryan could knock him out, because Sam Spencer hasn't got any knockout power. He hasn't got anything. He just likes to chip away at people. And as you can see now,
good butterfly
Bryan's controlling the whole fight. And I think this is his fight. It's his fight.
Well, thank you very much, Javon Morrison, for your input there.
Good butterfly hook from Sam Spencer to get himself back up to his feet. He's got to make this pay now, because he's...
I'll fight him even after he gets beat by Bryan. I'll still fight him.
Thanks very much, Javon, for your input there. Very keen for that fight, but we've got a lot of action going on in the cage right now, Josh. Spencer back on his feet here.
Spencer's got to make this pay, because he spent a bit of time taking some damage from Creighton there and under the bottom position, and he's really got to try and bring the momentum of this round back towards him now.
And Creighton took a big shot there, just smiled straight back at Sam Spencer, but as history tells us, Josh, when they smile back, that's usually because it hurt.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely some wear and tear on the face of Bryan Creighton now, and Spencer throwing some good hook and kicking combinations, but just a little bit out of range. I'd like to see Creighton close the distance and score another takedown. Definitely very effective for him.
I wonder what it is actually that's causing the bleeding for Sam Spencer. I mean, as he bit his tongue, hopefully it's not a broken jaw, but a lot of blood coming from the mouth. And of course, as the fight wears on, that's going to make it a little bit uncomfortable for Spencer.
Yeah, I mean, his
a bit difficult to breathe.
His jaw is hanging open, has to be said. Again, kicking up that open side. Oh, and Spencer turning it up. Creighton counters, catching the leg. Wasn't quite able to follow him all the way back.
And Spencer turning up the heat here in this second round. Perhaps becoming a little bit aware of the time factor. Over half the fight gone here. Creighton still plodding forward. Still looking very comfortable.
Some good work from Spencer with the kicks again. Now he's back Creighton up. He just needs to throw in a bit more volume.
Looking sharp is Spencer. Creighton still happy to take whatever he's given.
Well, he's parrying some of the straight shots well, but he's certainly eaten a bit more damage than he did in the earlier round.
And again, Creighton slipped, and Spencer really trying to tee up that uppercut there.
Well, yeah, going for a soccer kick to the body as well. Trying to get any offense he can at the moment.
I know a lot of people were picking this fight, Josh, as perhaps a sleeper fight of the night. It's not disappointing so far. Some great action from these two young bantamweights.
Yeah, they haven't really slowed the pace down at all. Spencer, I think, having just a bit more success now. And the combinations are good. A lot of them are hitting the guard, but they are excellent combinations. Oh, interesting.
Kicked the legs out from underneath Creighton there and pounced on the neck.
I think it was
Final 10 seconds of the round. He's going to need something very special to finish Creighton here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get it. He's just going to sprawl him out. It was fortuitous timing for him as he threw that oblique kick to the knee.
Interesting second round, Josh. We saw Spencer taken down early on, losing a lot of blood from the mouth. He eventually got back to the feet, and he really did command the stand-up phase, Josh. It was by no means one-way traffic, but Sam Spencer in the driving seat.
Yeah, we said once he got back to his feet, he had to really kind of put the momentum back in his court, and I think he did just that.
Could very well be all to play for as we enter the third then, Josh, perhaps. Even Stevens from the first two rounds. Well, we've had to do a bit of a clean-up between rounds. As we said, a lot of blood coming from the mouth of Sam Spencer. His mouth does appear to be swollen. Not a doctor, obviously, but from where we're sitting, it doesn't look like a broken jaw. Perhaps he's bitten his tongue there, or does have a cut inside the mouth. Occasionally, if the mouth shield comes loose and you do receive a strike to the mouth, you can get cut on the inside of the cheek, but we'll have to see how that affects Sam Spencer moving into this third and final round. A lot of support here at the Bolton Macron Stadium for the young man from Predators MMA. And let's see if he can harness that and ride it to victory here against the very tough and experienced Bryan Creighton.
Good work rate from Spencer immediately. Creighton finds a good home with that left hook, though. Oh, and he goes scrambling for the leg. He's on it, but just slipping out. And brilliant work from Spencer to immediately turn around, wasting no time in the transition there.
It's a nice boxing guard there from Creighton. Fired back with some of his own, but again, it's Spencer perhaps being a little bit more accurate, a little bit more dangerous with the strikes here in the third round. We've not seen either man really rocked or dropped as of yet. Nice combination there from smooth Sam Spencer.
I mean, he throws nice combinations. He does find the target, but, you know, there's no real... You know, Creighton, I don't think, is in danger of being KO'd by any single single punch, goes shooting in on the takedown again, but so far out. Easy underhooks for Sam Spencer.
Creighton still plodding forward. Good work here from the military man, but Spencer still very much on his case.
Yeah, Creighton's got to up the volume here. He's walking forward, but he's not coming behind anything. And he's lost a bit of the oomph and the aggression he had early on that was the reason he was so successful.
And the crowd here at the Bottle Macron chanting and singing. There's only one, Sam Spencer, willing their man on to victory here. Still very much anyone's fight, and a little bit of hesitation perhaps from Bryan Creighton there.
I mean, these are just kind of point strikes from Sam Spencer. They're not really of any substance at all. They are finding the mark, they're going to score, but, you know, Creighton really doesn't have to worry, and he should probably take advantage of that and really try and go forward with something hard. Spencer's circling a lot to the left, huge overhand right over the top of what is a low lead hand, you know, would probably do some damage, but if he lets Spencer just dance around and hit him with these pitter-patter shots.
The referee Neil All there did just warn Sam Spencer briefly about the fingers. Spencer's using that pouring hand to find his range and then follow up, waving around the backhand now, looking to distract Creighton, looking to bait him in.
Yeah, I mean, Creighton's let him get comfortable now, and, you know, whilst he's not going to do any damage with these, I don't think they're of any value, but, you know...
That dashing Bruce Lee style backhand. He's thrown that a couple of times, just started to find a home for that one as well.
It's funny, it gets to the stage where it almost becomes mocking. Like, you know, I can just kind of hit you at will. Sam Spencer's showing, you know, superior movement and superior speed. It's just a shame they're not really shots they're going to put anyone away.
Spencer's mouth is hanging open. Maybe he does have a jaw injury. Maybe there is a break there of some kind.
Yeah, it could well be. It does look very uncomfortable for him, but you've got to say his work rate is fantastic. You know, he's been able to keep the movement up, he's been able to keep the strike rate up, and there's no question he's going to take this round at the moment. I mean, he's pretty much got Bryan Creighton completely fixed. I just wish there was a bit more zip on them.
Spencer still looking light on his feet. And Creighton, as the fight wears on, is becoming just that little bit more flat-footed, Josh.
Yeah, he needs to get that other takedown again, but I just don't think he's got the shot left in him right now. He's been stuffed a couple of times, and, you know, he's finding it very hard to fix Sam Spencer because the movement is so lateral all the time.
It's difficult for Bryan Creighton, you know, because he's got the height for flyweight, but the weight is bantamweight, and he does always find himself having to come in on guys. He's gone for the takedown there.
Good
Sam Spencer's grabbed the neck.
Though. He's sitting up very high on it. This is a good squeeze from Sam Spencer.
Big squeeze from Sam Spencer.
Oh, I think the head's going to pop out. And Creighton's got to go to work now. Almost
Final
no
10
time.
seconds. It looks like Bryan Creighton's cut now here as well, Josh. A lot of clarity in this one. Creighton looking for a big finish, pummeling the body, tenderizing the ribs.
I think Spencer knew he just had to hold on there. And I think it's a very close fight, but undoubtedly that third round going to Sam Spencer. I think he probably swung the second as well. So, you know, I'd probably say unanimous decision is going to go the way of Sam Spencer, but take nothing away from Bryan Creighton. He had some good periods in that fight himself.
Absolutely, Josh. It was the sleeper pick for fight of the night for some people. It certainly lived up to billing. A brutal, bloody battle at times, but a thrilling and enthralling one for our fans here at FCC 15. As we await the final judge's decision, we will throw duties to Jonathan Millard, the voice of the Vale, our MC for the evening. He'll make it official right now.
Fighters to the center, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for these two fantastic warriors this evening. And so after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to our judges this evening. With a unanimous decision, your winner in the red corner, Smooth Sam Spencer. And let's hear for his opponent. Let's hear for Bryan, the big bad wolf, Creighton.